Do you feel like you're isolated, or are you feeling alone? Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com. And I wanted to talk about the feeling of isolation and what happens after you go through treatment about feeling alone. Before I begin, please hit subscribe below and hit the bell for notifications. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. So that feeling of isolation or that feeling of being alone is one of the things that happens as you are now a new survivor. You also will feel this as you have gone through treatment. You probably, and if you haven't, then good on you, because this is a tough one to work through and to get over. Now, the feeling of isolation and just feeling alone. So this part of our subconscious comes from an area of really unknown because we haven't experienced anything like this. And even though there are tens of thousands of people that have experienced cancer and have gone through this process, the entire experience really makes you feel alone. And a lot of it has to do with how the medical community has really not focused enough on survivorship care and personal care for us survivors after cancer. Now, that includes a lot of different things. It includes all the different levels that come along with survivorship, especially for a new survivor. We go through so many feelings, so many adjustments as we go through treatment and as we go through our diagnosis. All of a sudden, we make it out, and then what do? What is next? We were given a lot of attention through our treatment, and now that is gone, it's kind of a lonely feeling, and there's no good way to really work through it other than to be able to recognize that it is a new feeling, it is a new challenge and a new chapter in this world and in this thing we call life. And even though we've been dealt a pretty hard hand with cancer, but we made it through, there's a lot to be said about that. So I think it's really important for those of you out there that are struggling with cancer survivorship and really feeling like you're alone in this world and in this process. You have to understand that there are resources out there. One of them is me, obviously Internal Architects, about building up your confidence and really finding that peace after cancer as a survivor. Your hospital, your oncology center, all these places have social workers, and I highly suggest you tap into them because they are a wealth of information and resources to help you work through all this stuff. It is absolutely okay to start getting some professional help that will really start to unravel all the tight binds that bring on cancer survivorship. And once you start working through all these things, especially for those of us that are a little bit younger, because it's just such an involved process, then we can start really focusing on things for you to work on for yourself in the future. As for those that are a little bit older, you're probably already set in your ways, but there's always going to be room to work on doing something for yourself and finding if you feel like cancer has brought about a lack of responsibility or meaning or something, this is a good time to really dive into the readings and just try to find something that really motivates you, that makes you happy. And those are the things that will help start to drive you moving forward and really help with the overall general feeling of survivorship as a whole, So there's a lot of things that can be done here. The biggest one is that you are not alone. There are people out there that are willing to help you, that want to share their experiences with you and also hear your experience about it, because being able to talk about this really does make a big impression and a big difference into how you take survivorship moving forward. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and I hope you have an idea and understanding of this process, because there's so many facets into how survivorship works, but being alone and feeling like you're isolated doesn't have to be one of them. So If you have any questions or comments, hit me in the comments section below. And I just want to thank you. I appreciate your time and energy into watching the videos, and I will see you on the next video.